All right, let's go. Day number, let me check, 35, because at this point it's 3rd of February, 4th actually. So we are into the second month here of actually doing this series where I'm doing paid ads for myself and trying to get in front of business owners of e-commerce, and to be more specific, Shopify e-com business owners. However, as you might see from this title, there are 2 calls that I have booked today. And I will say just one thing, that until now, you might have seen in some of the other videos that I had a lot of no shows in the past few weeks here. And those were coming from different, I would say, ads. Some of them were instant forms. Some of them were, let me think about it. What else did I try? It was mainly instant forms for sure. I did try sending it to the website as well, but even less coming from that. However, and let me just change the screen here because I have Slack in front of me and it's fully distracting. All right, so coming back. Right now, I do have IGDMs and I've shown it a couple of times. And if you ask why I have 2 phones, well, I'm just trying to find out myself. By the way, one hack that I found if you have multiple Shopify stores that you're handling is to have the widget on your screen. And basically, as you can see, I can actually monitor six stores at the same time. So basically I can see what's the trend. All right, so this one has 76% sales growing today compared to yesterday. This one 47%. This one has 65% down, which I know why, because I actually turned down the ad spend. And then yeah, with the others I have to check what's up. But a lot of the work in I would say advertising, and not only advertising, in most of the things, the work is just in paying attention to what's happening. And the more frequent you do it, the more or the better it gets. And I was stuttering here for a second because I was also thinking about running ads. It's the same with running ads. You do get more data, as I was saying in the past few days here, in another video, can't remember the exact date. But besides that, there is one more thing that's basically happening right now. So today, like I mentioned, I do have 2 calls with 2 guys, which I think are at the beginning of their journey. One of them has a Wix website. The other, I'm not sure, it should be Shopify, I believe. But the thing is the following, that with the guy that has a Wix website, so I've already started chatting on Instagram, which is great because like I don't even have to wonder if he shows up. Like he doesn't even have to show up. I already am discussing with him and I already see that he is actually motivated in having a business and making this work. If I can help right now, we'll see. Probably I just have to do some consulting, or yeah, in the future, who knows, maybe a mentorship program, something like that. Right now, for example, I do prefer to work with brands that are spending 50K, 100K per month on Meta ads, on Google ads, and that's where the data analysis comes into place, and it just helps more. It's just like with conversion rate optimization. If you work with a 100K store and $1 million store, the difference between 2 and 3% is 50%, right? But with a 100K store, that would be, let's think, 150K, right? So instead of 100K, they would make 150K because of an increase in conversion rate from 2 to 3%. However, if a $1 million per month brand goes from 2% to 3%, and that means they grow their sales by 50%, that's from 1 million to 1.5 million, right? And it's basically the same amount of work, sometimes actually less, because you already have the pieces in place, right? So that's why it's really important to play the game often, because you will eventually win, right? Like you have to take it step by step by step. For example, I have a lot of conversations, right? It's not like all of them will be the best. Sometimes they go nowhere. Sometimes they go somewhere. Sometimes they are, let's say, type of clients that you wouldn't necessarily want to work with, but it's still, let's say, enjoyable. And what else are you going to do with your time, right? Maybe watch YouTube or Netflix. So that's why rarely time is wasted, but you have to put in the reps in the direction of the thing that you're actually trying to achieve, right? So that is why right now, if you are listening to this, I think it is actually a mix of, let's say, motivation, the right mindset, because I do try to have the right mindset as much as possible and trying to share it here. And third, basically actually seeing the fact that I have skin in the game right now. I'm actually paying for ads daily to get conversations going. And I mean, even if I run ads for an entire year and I spend, let's say, 1,000 a month or around that range, right, that would be 12K. If after that 12K, I just have one client that stays with me for, who knows, 5-6 months, then that basically pays for itself. And then you also have all of those conversations that you started. You also have all the visibility, because you do get impressions and views. It doesn't mean everyone will do something about it, but you just get out there, right? And sometimes you won't get any kind of reply, attention, comment, but people know that you're doing interesting things, most likely. So with all of that being said, let's put in the reps here. Let me share, as always, my screen, and let's look at the data from those IGDM ads, because I am spending less right now, but I'm spending just where I think there is some value to it, meaning that I did remove UK, I'm planning to remove Canada, and then I'll go just for the US, because that's my favorite market, honestly. So let's look at the data and see you back here in a few minutes probably. All right, so now that we're back, let's look at the data. Very small, my apologies. So let's zoom in here. As you can see, I started to spend less, so fewer clicks as well, highly correlated. Both the spend, the link clicks, and the CPCs have remained consistent. Unfortunately, the leads aren't tracked, so that's a minus here. The CPMs have gone up, probably because I'm not targeting UK, I guess, even though UK had fairly high, I would say, CPM. So not sure on that, probably got more I would say efficient here. And let me also zoom in here. Not sure why everything is zoomed out so much. So let's look at yesterday, right? Unfortunately, as you can see, we just have CPM, CPCs, click-through rates, but we won't have either for Canada or US any tracked leads. Unfortunately, Meta does a bad job at this, and I've tried to look it up, and it's not on. There's no answer on Reddit either. So if we don't have an answer on Reddit, that's pretty clear. We won't find anywhere else. So if we look at today, right now, I don't think I've seen any new conversation, and we'll look into my phone in a second here. But as you can see, $8 spent, $6 spent for each of those campaigns, 5 clicks, so not bad. Canada seems to be doing decent, but I haven't seen any new relevant combo coming. So pretty much that's it for now. Not way too many things happening, but as I mentioned, I do believe IGDM ads work much better than instant forms, at least from what I've seen. So with all of that being said, let's switch the camera again. All right, so now that we're back, let's end it with a few final words. Let me actually move my desk here. I think I'm too far away. So as you've seen, it's all about consistency right now, meaning that you won't be seeing any huge changes. The only thing that I do believe I should do, and we'll see, maybe I do it in this next week or so, have been really busy with my appointment setter. And yeah, that's a whole other thing, right? Because you have cold email, you have an appointment setter, you have paid ads, and you always have to look at the resources and allocate them properly, right? Because with an appointment setter, it actually takes your time, your work, you're actually investing in someone, right? And it has to be the right person. If it's not the right person, you're kind of wasting time, and you don't want to do that, right? And actually, you would rather want to waste money than time, especially at a certain point. So yeah, those are just some thoughts right now. And besides that, cold email is also working. I actually have a call at midnight my time, European time. So cold email is doing its job as well, not as much as it could, because cold email, let's be honest, no one really likes it. It's not as personalized as a LinkedIn DM, for example, but it still works. So that's why you have to try almost everything, especially when it comes to business, if you want to make progress. And let's be honest, it's a nice, cool game to play, because otherwise you would just be playing video games and the currency in there is pretty much useless, meaning that you might have some fun, and I'm not bashing on anyone playing video games here, but most of us probably want the results that come from actually doing real work, gaining real skills in real life. So with all of that being said, just got a message here, so things getting busy, but that's pretty much it. As always, appreciate hanging around. So you can like, probably not share, right? Unless you have maybe a friend that needs this, and otherwise, yeah, it's pretty awkward to share a video. Like, yeah, it doesn't even work. It's more so like you ask a friend, hey, do you do paid ads? They say yes, and then of course you say, all right, look at this guy, you know, maybe in that scenario. Otherwise, yeah, you don't just share random videos. So that's pretty much it. You can still like, comment, do whatever you want, right? Full freedom, free will. So that's pretty much it, and see you tomorrow. Until then, peace out.